Like the wife wants to come, and the husband is actually thinking, oh no, do you know cultural, like it's the husband's mom that should come and do, because how do you balance that kind of thing?
Where both of them should come and stay. It could be a problem because one mother can be very controlling and overreact, demanding. Oh no, that's not how we do it. That's not how we wash the baby. Oh no, bend the head this way. And the other mother is like, am I not the one that gave birth to this? And it causes conflict. Everybody wants to have a say.
Yeah, but she's way younger than my mom.
So she would have been.
So I would have favored her coming, because she will be more able to do all the work that comes. Because you don't want to bring somebody that is aged, that instead of the person becoming the person,
they help you now become a liability.
Before we continue, I would like to thank all our subscribers, both new and old subscribers. Thank you.
When are you subscribing, new subscribers? If you have not subscribed, subscribe. Press that button below.
Remember to hit the notification button as well, so that when we have new episodes, you'll be the first to know.
So how do we, talking about parent, like now if my parents are coming or like the other spouse, is it a topic of discussion? Like do you need to plan with the other spouse? And okay, can you?
Because like Usa said, my mom came last year, and it's something you have to plan and budget. Because again, apart from feeding, you also want to look at the health of your parents, especially they are aged, the period that they are here. Yeah. So you're thinking about health insurance for them, or if for any reason they need to go for one medical checkup. So it's a capital intensive project actually. So if they are, actually for those of us in the diaspora, if they are coming, you have to sit with your spouse, plan it out, decide, okay, how long will our budget take from our parents to be here? Because you also, like you said, you also want to give them the best time.
Yeah.
You want them to be here, enjoy the food, enjoy the weather, enjoy all the tourist amenities as best as you can. But at the same time, not overshooting your budget.
Yeah.
Because that's where the strain comes into. So it's this serious conversation and planning.
And even for the kids too, do you need to, most times, because the children might have to vacate a room for, is this something you need to let them know? And
So that's another thing. You have to talk with if your space is not the type you have one spare, you have to talk with your kids, because for that period, they would have to accommodate.
And extra chores on the kids, right?
It's extra chores.
Extra chores, I believe.
Extra chores, more plates are being used. Right?
Plates.
That's what you think. Yeah, there'll be more consumption. It's always more. Well, when my family were around, it was a happy time, like I said. But realistically, we had a little bit more work when it comes to plate washing. So the normal routine of one person washes for maybe you wash today, tomorrow. In fact, at that time, we had a schedule of dishes where one person does this chore for a month, and others have their own chores for that month. Then the next month they rotate, and it's on and on that way, and among the three of them. And then this period when my parents came around, my mom, at that point, it was too much. It was overwhelming for that one person because we had to look for extra help. Like, okay, do this way. And then my mom now felt, okay, let's change this schedule. 1 month is too long a stretch, because the other person that is doing the other chores, either you are just sweeping maybe a certain area, and they don't do that every day. But chores, plates, you have to do this almost twice or sometimes 3 times, or maybe max 1 time if we are just a few people in the house. But now that we had like my mom and my dad, then funny enough, that period we also now had extra people.
Because that's what
we still had another family, my sister and the family.
I was video to that time. Mama, Papa.
But you see, the thing is that too, for my own family, we cooked more during that period. Right. So even with them alone, because there was a time frame of 2 weeks that they were here. I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm just trying to say this is what happened. So there was a time they were here for 2 weeks, just in case mom and dad are watching. So you don't say, oh, we gave you so much work. No, it was a pleasant time. Well, that period of 2 weeks, I mean, it looked like, I know kids doing dishes is not their best task. Nobody loves to do that. So it was always a Herculean task, getting that person that's supposed to do it. So eventually mom said, No. Why don't they just rotate weekly? 1 month is too long a stretch. Because like I said, the other person just sweeps. And sweeping was not an everyday task.
Right.
So another person just takes care of the washrooms. And that was just like a weekly thing, once a week. So it now looks like the person doing the dishes was doing the whole work. Even though they endure it for that month, we're like, well, at least I'll also come back to enjoy. But my grandma said, let's turn it to just once a week, 1 week per person. And we have adopted that ever since maybe 2 years ago now. Nevertheless, we still had dishes because we were cooking more frequently. Where you will not cook breakfast, everybody just takes bread and rushes to work or to school. Now we have to make sure that there's breakfast, cooked meal, afternoon, lunch. The kids are back from school and they just go to take cereal. And I'm like, okay, I just go warm up something on the microwave. So the dishes are not, pots and pans are not used up as much, maybe just for supper. But now we do that for 3 different meals. So that builds up
the child aspect.
So the kids actually too need to be, you have to carry them along and respect them, because if you just take them for granted, oh, they are small kids, what do they know? You know, it's a little bit of invasion of privacy, especially when you have you just have a 3-bedroom and you have boys in one, girls in one, and you are occupying your 3rd room. I mean, so maybe somebody has to move or change or adjust. My kids had to adjust to that period. Happily though, but because they were also carried along and told the length of time and all they can do to make themselves comfortable in their new environment.
And I think another thing one should also consider is like another thing I want us to talk about is, how do you rotate? You have your parent come. I knew that there was time your parents were here. Then the next, I think, few months, your mother-in-law came. Like, how do you? Because I have someone, we had a discussion. It's kind of an argument between the husband and the wife, whose mom is coming first. Now, so they can't even decide. The wife wants to, and mom to come first.
Everybody's selfish.
So exactly, thank you that you use that word, because I think beyond being in the diaspora or whatever, that's a conversation you and your spouse should have had.
But they've not agreed. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying, that I don't know how their home dynamics played, but at the time they were married, are they young couples or?
They are young couple. Actually, they would be expecting a child. So the conversation is, okay, if we have a new child, like a new baby, whose mom is coming first? Is it my mom? The wife wants the mom, and the husband is actually thinking, oh no, do you know this culturally, like it's the husband's mom that should come and do because of that.
Okay,
how do you balance that kind of?
That's where, because like if we're back home, it's
let them, 2 of them come. Let them come.
But in this particular scenario,
there's no space for the 2 of them.
2 of them coming is not even the best, my dear.
No.
Some mothers are good, though. They will even become best friends.
Every culture has what they do. Back home. In some cultures, it's the girl's mother that comes first to help her with, you just had a baby, the pepper soup and all those.
I think for Yoruba, it should be the husband's.
In other cultures, in Africa, is the mother-in-law that comes first,
because they are the family's name now.
Exactly.
That family.
Back home then is you just go by what culture says. But here, I would say is the person that is most equipped that should come. Because like if I use my own dynamics, unfortunately my mother-in-law is late. But she's way younger than my mom.
So she would have been.
So I would have favored her coming, because she will be more able to do all the work that comes. Because you don't want to bring somebody that is aged, that instead of the person becoming the person,
they help you now become a liability on the couple or the person that just had a baby.
So those are the things they should look at. Unless maybe both mothers are young.
Both mothers are young.
My own take on that one. Yeah, both mothers are young. Whatever. I don't know if it's culture. Me, I'm not too much into the culture thing. I feel that there's always an exception to every rule. I just feel the couple knows who will be more supportive.
Exactly.
So we are not being based on age or anything, but who will be more supportive? If the wife is not as close to the mother-in-law, then and she feels uncomfortable having the mother-in-law really be in her space at that time, because the wife is the one that actually needs the support. If it is for childbirth, delivery, it's not the husband. The husband doesn't need all that support. Even when the wife, the mother, or whoever comes, is even helping him do part of what he would have been doing. So, but it's the wife that should feel more comfortable saying, "Oh, mom, help me bring the clothes, mom." You know, because you just send your mom here and there or share.
Yes.
But how the one, so the mom you're comfortable with will, and then also mom should also be very friendly because I mean, mother-in-law should also be nice. I have a very wonderful mother-in-law that when she even comes to stay with me, she will, help. In fact, she works, she literally cooks and does everything for me, and we are gist partners. So that will not be a problem when it comes to something like, for what I want to do. Even though in the beginning, I might feel, let my mom come first. And then my mother-in-law. And like I said, when my parents visited, like you said, my mother-in-law and my mom even lived with us at a time. So, I mean, just recently, last year, when they came to Canada, and they were both in my house, and we were just gisted. In fact, I was so happy because we kept each other company. So when I go to work, they are both at home, talking, watching TV and analyzing whatever. So it was a fun time for them, although they didn't come to take care of a baby per se, but so it depends on how the parents flow. So that's where I'm talking about when you say both of them should come and stay. It could be a problem because one mother can be very controlling and overreact, demanding. Oh no, that's not how we do it. That's not how we wash the baby. Oh no, bend the head this way. And the other mother is like, am I not the one that gave birth to this? And it causes conflict. Everybody wants to have a say. So it could be very.
I think I understand the point where you said the mother would, or the mother should, as in the nursing mother, the mother that is more capable, and the person that the nursing mother really needs because that's the person that needs it. For my own situation, my mom was living in the same town with me, but I know she was never like helpful hands-on. My mom would come visit. She would even, before you bathe your child, she wants you to make her own tea, breakfast for her.
Mommy was
She's my mother-in-law. May her soul rest in peace. She was a good woman, but she was old. She couldn't do like the physical strength. But I had a wonderful sister-in-law. So anytime I'm still in the hospital, like we called my sister-in-law, she start packing her things because we tell her ahead, like, oh, I'm expecting this month, then she would be preparing. So, and I know anytime she come, my mom would even tell her, oh, your baby had pooed. When will you change diaper? It's a best friend. Like they will gist and gist and gist.
My mom was not the time that will come and do
baby. She will even be telling my son-in-law that the baby had, this child looks more, so much like you people. You'll be the one to so Mommy
was just there to for the happiness of a grandchild.
I had a not to come and work that she would cross her leg. No, she wasn't working for me at all. And so even if she said, oh, I wanted to go, I say, don't come. Let's people that can do. No, she won't say she wanted to, but deep be she even said she want no. We say no.
Don't worry.
Don't come. Don't worry.
If you are coming, just come to visit. But you're not the main person that will care for me.
So it's just understanding. Like,
I do hope that they are able to like really map out, because even now that they are at loggerheads, if they sit down and really map it out,
they would,
will really be able to come. Because the person is coming a long way, and nothing will be as painful as you bring somebody all the way and you still don't get the help
that you need.
So I think that they should also put selfishness aside, and even if it is the man's mom, that the wife too should put selfishness aside, because sometimes, of course, because you feel it's my mom, it might not just be the real. A very strong reason, just because you want to feel like is abroad, let me bring my mom abroad, and instead of the other way around. So just and then if you are financially capable, bring the two of them.
Again, the goal is not for flangering. Flangering, what is not the vocation for that person is coming. So if the woman is thinking, oh, let me bring my mom abroad, there will be more times in the future to bring your mom abroad. Now you need somebody that will be hands-on to help you take care of your kid. And then we can plan the.
But in situations when you don't have kids to raise, like your own instance, your parent did not come, your mom did not come to raise their own. So that's like, how did you decide whose mom is coming first?
You decide. Okay, so I think mine was my mom
was late.
And even at the time, my father-in-law that was still alive, he was a bit sickly. So mine was easy. But if they were both young, that's where conversation comes in.
It's a matter of time planning.
That's where conversation comes in. You say, okay, Worst case scenario, toss a coin.
Yeah. Say it.
For me, the decision was not too hard. Well, it depends on all scenarios. I think people should just not be selfish. Of course, my own parents came first to visit us here, and that was easy because, to an extent, what was the decision? It was just easy. My husband just accepted or agreed to it, and they were looking forward to coming. So we suggested, and then we processed. My mother-in-law, too, at that time, I don't think she was really ready to come. She had so many documents she needed to prepare to make her ready to come. So this was going to look faster. So we processed for my parents first, and they came on. And of course, we knew we couldn't have both of them, both families together at the same time. So we processed for my parents first. They came and they left. Coincidentally, they were also coming in from another country. So they made that trip round after visiting somewhere in the UK, came to Canada. They stayed for a bit and then they went back. And even it was while they were, even before they were on, process was ready, we had already started processing for my mother-in-law. Because before they even arrived country, we started processing for my mother-in-law. So hers came up, and you have to also think of, if they are financially strong, the parents are able to pay for their tickets, fine. But sometimes you have to finance that too. So you factor all that in. And I think it's just a matter of maturity and mutual understanding between couples.
Understanding and unselfishness.
However, I've seen cases where parents came in happily, maybe a mother from the wife, and then the home got broken because there was so much interference in, you quarrel with your husband, you are controlling your husband, or they feel the husband is, because they can't now see you guys in your raw state. How do you take that? Because when they come, they are now in your space, unlike when they call you on the phone, they don't see your weaknesses, they don't see your misunderstandings or your quarrels, your banters. Now they see you in your raw state, like maybe, the man is the one washing plates in the house. The man is the one cooking
today.
And then, what do you think?
Because of whether you're in the diaspora or back in the home country, those things play out.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. External forces in your house.
Just back home is not really what it is abroad.
How? It's family, family. Okay, I know for me.
When we were in Nigeria, my husband was doing this.
The same thing I do, the same thing we do here is the life we lived when we were in Nigeria. So there's no difference.
Yes, so again, it depends on the tone that is set in the home. That's my take. So when the mom, and again, I want to believe that external family members, what they do, they are coming from a place of care and love. I want to believe that. But it is for you, the couple, to set the tone. So if I'm let's say maybe, I'm not the man, but let's say I'm assuming I'm the man, and then I'm doing dishes, and then my mother-in-law or my mom is around, and then it's now troubling my wife for allowing me to do the dishes. If I keep mute, that's a problem. Because silence means I'm supporting what she's saying. I might not talk to her in the presence of my wife. I also don't want all that kind of craziness. But later on, I'll go and meet her and say, Mama, no, there's nothing wrong with what she's doing. I like doing it. She won't do it again.
And I need to help her.
But when the either of the spouses keep quiet, it now embodies the parent to say, okay, there was this movie I watched back in the day where this one wasn't washing of plate too. The mom, it was one of these Nigerian home video. The mother-in-law came, and then the wife served her food, and there were 5 pieces of meat in the food. And she said, no wonder my son doesn't send money home. You are using all the money to buy meat. And it was some frivolous thing, and she just made a big deal.
And if they don't give her 5 pieces, it might still be a problem.
The son came and said, this your wife is a bad woman, this, that. And he did not tell the mother that, this is not it. And then she kept moving the needle. The next day, it wasn't meat. It was, she doesn't do the dishes. And then she just kept going on and on and on until the dynamics of that home broke. So again, the couple have to set the tone, both man and woman as per boundaries and the rest. That's my view.
I think also the couple have to be very close and united, because a couple that already have issues between themselves, you're on a tight
Walking on a tightrope.
Yeah, you're already on like
eggshells.
you're walking on eggshells. You're like a ticking bomb already. Yeah. Any little trigger that's like can lead you to think otherwise in a negative way will just blow up the whole relationship. So if your bond is weak, you have to first of all build that foundation before you let an external force really come and live with you. Because even if it might not be parents, it might not even be, it might not be parents, it could be siblings. It could be your sister that will do something, and because your wife, it could be the husband's sister, your wife talks to her to maybe correct her for doing something or leaving something. And then he feels like, oh, why are you talking to my sister like that? Don't you know it's my sister, and all those kind of tradition or misunderstanding, or, So it's the bond of the home of the spouses have to be very strong first before you bring in external forces, so that you understand yourselves. You already know who you are. You already know what you can do and what you cannot do in this scenario. And you're in agreement, or you come to terms with some of these things. Like sometimes I really tell my husband, he's so hands-on. He helps so much, very domesticated. God bless him. However, when maybe my in-laws are coming around, I remind him, not to say when they come now, everybody work for me, don't make it look like, because sometimes as a man, you might now become a little bit shy to want to like do all the things you've been doing around the house to help. So you step back a little bit. But the pressure is now on the wife. I have not been stepping up to cover everything before then. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to collapse.
Some people advise, this bringing external family members into your home. Some people would advise that in the early stages of marriage, except for maybe like the Omugo thing, Omugo is when you have a baby and you need someone to come cater to your newborn, that you should not bring mother, father, siblings in, because in some homes, as you are marrying the man, the sister is following you or the brother is following you. That all of those things, you people need time to yourself to
I totally disagree.
But this is different.
I don't disagree. But the only thing is, like she said,
but that's true. It's a majority.
There has to be a bond. Even if you are 20 years in marriage and you don't have a strong bond, and you bring external factor, it might break you.
But mostly, like Izo said, in the beginning of marriage, you need there's some time for yourselves to build that relationship, to build that bond. Because when somebody, just from the onset of your wedding, of your marriage, somebody is already living with you, sometimes, hopefully, that person is a good person.
It does.
Yes, it might not really affect your marriage. It might not shake your relationship so much. But if you now have a troublesome dependent, a troublesome dependent who sometimes can be heady, disrespectful at times, or is acting wayward, and one person is trying to correct, and the other person feels, no, why are you talking to my family member this way? Or is it not enough? It can also cause challenge some things, and you have to be emotionally intelligent. Emotional intelligence to be able to. So it's a lot of dynamics. So we've really dissected. I hope with this, we are not talking, there are a lot of pros and cons. There are. But a lot of cons if not well managed.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. There are a lot, the cons will be more if it's not well managed. But if it's well managed, it's of immense benefit, especially on this side of the globe, where, because like we say back home that it takes a community to raise a child. But here it's just you and your husband and your kids. So any extra hand is welcome.
Welcome,
But it has to be done with a lot of understanding and thinking it through before you start to
That was, thank you, Izo. Thank you, Osas. That was a nice discussion. I really enjoyed my time talking about this. So what final words do you have for our besties?
Viewers, subscribe. What have we done to you guys? Please subscribe. We want to build our community.
Please
join the Open Table community. I know you have been watching our videos and you've been enjoying all our podcasts, and we are enjoying your comments, but we want you to subscribe. Share this video, share our videos, like and subscribe so that our community can grow.
Thank you.
The only thing I want to add on to it, tell us where you are watching us from.
We
just need to know. And I pray that your family enjoys love, peace, and happiness.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye from us.
Bye from us. Bye.